So, a little over 8 years ago, I turned 50. Like most people, it was somewhat traumatic. I guess when I realized I was more than halfway through my life, numbers don't lie. I mean, what are the chances I'm going to make it to 100, right? I guess I sort of, freaked out a little. I informed my wife that I wanted a dog for my 50th birthday, my own present to myself. And not just any dog, but a dog, a large dog. Did not know what kind, but I did know I wanted it to be big. Now understand something. I've had dogs my entire life. Toy Fox Terriers, Poodles, Boxers, Cocker Spaniels, Samoy, Doberman, and Pugs. So getting a dog was not an unusual request. You see, I worked mainly from my home, and I understood the time, the effort, patience that it took when you brought a new puppy into your home. Also, my pets were never really pets. They were true members of the family, period. They were one of us. At the time I was turning 50, my children were 19. My daughter was in college in New York City. 7-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy at the home here in Florida, along with my wife. And she had one request: do your research. Don't bring a large dog into the house without understanding how it will impact our home and our kids. So I did. I read whatever I could. I found articles. I watched what I could on YouTube. And I watched and learned what I could about certain breeds on the internet. And in the end, I settled on the English Mastiff, a large working breed, but according to research, totally connected to their family, did not require a lot of exercise, and supposedly, from everything I read, a good companion. You know, they're called the gentle giant. And I would come to realize over the next 8.5 years that they truly were just that. My wife helped me find a wonderful breeder in Tampa, Florida. We picked out our little brindle female, who we named Luna. And she was so little that she could actually fit in the palm of my hand. When the date came to bring her home, we picked up our kids from school, told them they needed to go with us to a doctor's appointment, drove the hour plus to the breeder's location, showed them the puppies, specifically Luna, and asked if they were okay if we brought her home and made her part of our family. Of course, being kids, they said yes. So we did just that. We brought this little peanut of an animal home into our house, and it proceeded to change our life. And this is truly where the story begins. I was 50 years old, starting a new decade, a new phase of my life with a new friend. Well, like all of us, this little pup started to grow, and grow it did. I'm not kidding. We actually believed that we would go to bed with her being one size and wake up with her being larger. And she grew and she grew and she grew. And when she stopped growing, she weighed in at just about 175 pounds. She was a large presence. And with her brindle coat, well, she looked beautiful. She looked exotic. When I would take her on walks, people would stop their cars on the street and ask me what kind of dog she was. People would come up. They would ask if they could pet her, if they could meet her, if they could introduce their dogs to her. And Luna always obliged. She would sit there, allow the people to do what they needed to do, and kind of look up to me and say, "Dad, if you're okay with this, well, then so am I. Let's get it over with. See, the thing about Luna was she was big, she was powerful, she was smart, with jaws and teeth that could bite through bone, that she never did she ever attempt to bite anyone. Oh, she was protective of my wife, the kids, and especially me. She understood how to show strength. She never used her massive presence in any way but to make a statement. She would place her huge body between me or members of my family and any stranger to simply make a statement. Stop. Do not come any closer. Period. When I would take her on walks, and by the way, it really did look like I was walking a bear down the sidewalk, people would come up to us to meet, including other dogs. Luna would simply place herself between me and them, remain calm, no need to pretend to be strong or show off. She would simply look up at me as if to say, "You okay with this?" I'm okay with this. No worries. Let's just move on. During the day, I worked in my home office. She would always lay by my desk. Mastiffs do not need a lot of exercise. They just need to know they are included in the family unit. She would get up when she needed to take a walk. We would do that. She'd come back in, lay right next to my desk again until the day was done. When I was on a call, and I tend to talk loud when I'm on the phone, she would look up at me as if to say, "You okay?" And I give her a pat on the head and a look. "Yep, I'm good." She'd lay back down, put her head between her legs, and chill out. She was my buddy, and I would take breaks during the day and go sit in the yard, look at the lake. She'd be right next to me. No need for a leash. She's not going anywhere. Where I was, she was, period. At night, we'd all be in the family room watching TV or talking with the kids, or maybe we'd be singing or playing the piano or just having fun. And Luna, of course, would be right there, not making a sound, just being part of our little pack. I always thought it was kind of fun when the doorbell would ring or someone would knock on the door, because Luna would go into protect mode, tail up, fur on her back standing straight up, basically saying, "No one, and I mean no one, is coming into this house until my dad says it's okay. And then even after that, I'm not leaving his side." And why would anyone want to challenge her? I mean, she had a bark that was scary enough. But imagine an animal that had just one job: make sure her family is safe. 175 pounds of muscle. And here's the thing. Someone was not going to get by her. Period. It was not going to happen. I knew that. She knew that. And anyone who might challenge her, well, they'd find that out too. Once 175 pounds of pure muscle got in your way, and her heart tells you to stay away, you do. Luna did not like going out for rides in the car, so we spent most of our time taking walks and playing in the yard. She could not play all that long. Carrying all that weight could be tough on big dogs, both her hip and her heart. So I never asked her to do much more than she could. But boy, her favorite thing was just to be. Be together, sit together, lay together, walk together. Watch me smoke a cigar, have a glass of bourbon, relax, chill, just spend time, enjoy life. Pure love, no pretension, no other real need, just togetherness. And we were. Most days, most nights, hanging out, my office in the yard, The two of us, my buddy. 4 years ago, we brought home a new member of the family, a little toy poodle named Mocha. Luna never wavered. Mocha, who by the way could have fit in Luna's mouth when we first brought her home, became her shadow. I called them Mick and Muff, inseparable. Luna always made sure Mocha was okay. No jealousy, just love. Pure love between the two of them. A year and a half ago, some of you may know from my pictures, we rescued an umbrella cockatoo named Tigger. Yeah, we're kind of nuts at our house, but it is what it is. And Tigger, who can be loud, to put it lightly, would scream. And I mean scream. And Luna would look at me as if to say, really, Dad, we needed this? Yet the two of them bonded. When I would put Tigger out a little at night for some sun, Luna would lay next to her, as if to say, it's cool, relax, you're good. On the weekends, early in the morning, when my wife and children were sleeping, I'd go out into the yard and would bring Tigger and Luna. Tigger sits by my shoulder, on my lap. Luna lays next to us in the chair, and every now and then looks up and seems to say, life does not get better than this, does it, Dad? No, it did not. Yet because none of us can escape Father Time from taking its toll, Luna started to have serious hip issues, eye issues, going blind in one eye and almost blind in the other. So we did what we needed to do. We asked her just to chill, walked when we needed to, and just relaxed. Hung out in the house, the office, the yard. When we did go on walks, she'd keep her head close to my hips. I would lead the way, very slowly, but she knew I was there. I'd let her know. I got this, we're good. Last couple of months, been traveling more and more for business, and Luna and Mocha, the kids, and my wife would be home. But it was becoming more apparent that Luna was having a tough time getting up. Her legs shaking, her back giving out a little bit more. She did not like when she was the only one in the house either, because of her blindness. And even though Tigger and Mocha would be with her, she was scared, to the point where we all felt that she might give herself a heart attack. So we stopped going out about 2 months ago. We would always make sure one of us was in the house with her. Keep her calm. We owed her that much. So as I said, I had been traveling almost every week. And when I was gone, it started to become harder and harder for my wife and kids to get her to go out. Her hips were just giving way. Yet the minute she heard my voice on the phone or saw me walk through that door, the tail would wag. My daughter used to say, all you have to do is say hi. So over the course of the last week or so, and after getting some medical advice, I've come to the heartbreaking decision that the best thing for Luna would be to let her go in peace. So last night, in our home, surrounded by her family, Luna left. She headed towards the light at the end of the rainbow. Our hearts were broken. It's not easy to say goodbye. You know, for everyone who's ever thinking about bringing a pet into your life, a rescue, whatever, you'll be providing them a home, love, food, and a family. Yet what a pet will do for you, what Luna gave me, was her soul. And that I take with me for the rest of my days. We all handle grief in many ways. For me, it was cleaning up. Writing this down, I thought I just had to say something. I don't really care if anybody hears this, but I do hope if you do, you understand that sometimes in life we meet that person, or in this case, an animal, who changes who we are for the better. And even though they are gone, they will never leave. Luna was that for me. Thanks for listening. Best to all of you. with all that is happening in the world today, let's try to keep each other safe and keep each other in our hearts. Like Luna would look up to me and sort of say, Dad, we got this. No worries. Let us say that to our fellow citizens. We got this. No worries. Luna, we almost made it through our 50s. But always together. Forever. My buddy, my friend, my pet, my dog. Peace. Thank you, everyone.